After a month of rest, the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine Circus arrived in Hungary for the third round of the 2023 season and the start of a busy 2 months of racing. It is the Empire of Speed, the home of the Hungarian Grand Prix and the third Formula One venue that hosts the series, as 34 future F1 prospects got ready to resume battle for the championship title. So far, we have seen a very close fight for that title, with the top 4 drivers separated by just 9 points, giving us 3 different winners in 4 races so far, leaving no clear favourite heading into round 3. The Hungaroring is a beloved track by all the drivers, but only one in the paddock has the privilege to call it home.
Yes, I was looking forward for this race weekend. I'm really excited about it. I was really excited about it, and I'm really happy to be here. I like the track a lot and I enjoyed driving on it.
The Hungarian now races with the Arden Motorsport team this season, a very experienced team who are fully committed and ready to take on the challenges that such a competitive field can offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I mean, it's a cracking championship, super competitive again this year as always, and you know, the guys at Alpine are putting away together a really strong championship. So yeah, it's a really good challenge and one that we're really enjoying. Well, I mean, I think with Joshua we got a very strong second-year driver, and Levy changing teams, slightly different philosophy here this time, and as you say, Tom stepping up from GB3, so it's not only new tracks but it's a new car, and it's a challenge, you know. But together the 3 drivers work really well with the team, and we're just pushing on and working together to you know, get the maximum we can.
Saturday morning was time for one of the most thrilling qualifying sessions in the history of the championship, co-managed by Alpine and ACI Sport. Group A took to the track first, and Santiago Ramos of Team RPM, after already being incredibly fast in the 2 days before, continued to display great speed, bringing home an impressive performance. Ramos would set the fastest lap in his group, giving him provisional pole position with a time of a 1 minute 39.977. Kaz Havikor of Van Amersfoort Racing clinched P2, just 18 thousandths of a second behind, while his teammate Josh Dufek put up a strong fight for the top spot himself, taking third, just over a tenth of a second behind Ramos. The championship leader, Tim Tramnitz, kept the consistency which had seen him leading the championship so far. After a double win at Barcelona, the German would take 4th place, just 1.5 tenths back. And 5th place spot went to Lorenzo Flusha of Prema Racing, who was just 3.5 tenths back, highlighting just how close it was. As the remaining 17 drivers took to the track in Group B, all Santiago Ramos could do was watch on as his fastest lap was beaten, meaning the Mexican driver would have to settle for an outside start on the front row, which would still be his best ever result in his FRECA career. The time was beaten by rookie Martinius Stenshorne of RHGP, who emerged quickest to take his 2nd pole position after a thrilling battle. Stenshorne showcased his skills and quickly took the lead, but Michael Belov of G4 Racing momentarily claimed pole position. However, as the checkered flag waved just seconds later, Stenshorne, who was the last driver to cross the finish line, reclaimed the pole position with an outstanding lap time of a 1 minute 39.604 seconds. Andrea Kimi Antonelli from Prema secured 2nd in Group B, earning himself a spot on the 2nd row for race 1. The Italian set his personal best at the end of the session with a gap of just over 1.5 tenths to Stenshorne. Belov had to settle for 3rd and a row 3 start, just 0.182 seconds behind pole. Rafa Kamara of Prema Racing took 4th in Group B with a gap of 0.263 seconds, closely followed by Maceo Capietto of RPM, who was just 0.287 seconds back.
Yeah, for sure, it was really nice to get the 2nd pole of the season, and also it was nice to bounce back after a tough Barcelona round. Yeah, luckily we had the collective test, which was in total 4 hours, so I had time to get used to the track, so yeah, that was in and no problem. 1 second margin, so yeah, it was really close and it could easily be the other way as well. But yeah, luckily we were on the good side this time, so we will try to be have a bit more margin for tomorrow.
It's a great feeling, you know, after being so close for the last couple of races. We were so close, and now we finally got it. No, being P1 at the end is P1 in the group. So yeah, really happy with that. I think the connection we have between the team and myself, I think it's really good. The chemic with the mechanic and with the engineers and everything, it's working so well so far. So yeah, I'm really happy with them. I think we're pushing ourselves forward, and yeah, our goal is to keep growing together and keep making better results every time.
Okay, there we go. Looks like we're about ready to go racing for the first race of round 3. To the right of screen is Martinius Stenshorne. To the left is Santiago Ramos. Lights are out and we are go here for race 1 at the Hungaroring in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Andrea Kimi Antonelli in that red and white Prema getting on the attack. Santiago Ramos trying to have a look down the inside as well as Antonelli goes round the outside of Martinius Stenshorne. Is the Italian going to be able to take the lead? He's been run wide. Stenshorne looks like he's just about held on to his lead, but Antonelli isn't done with him yet. There he is to the right of screen, down the inside. The Italian hits the front here in race 1 at the Hungaroring. Superb driving from the Mercedes Junior, and he will lead us up the hill towards turn 4. Stenshorne is second, then it's Ramos in third, but it looks like Kaz Havercourt there in the orange and black Van Amersfoort trying to have a look down the inside. Then in the black and white G4, that is Michael Belov in P5. Here's Lorenzo Flusha trying to get down the inside of his teammate. That could end in tears. They just about get through safely. And Lorenzo Flusha there trying to take 8th place away from Rafael Camara. Oh, no incident. 4 cars have got one of the Tridents has spun. That looks like Nikhil Bora to me, and one of the Santalot cars stranded as well. So Nikhil Bora has taken a spin. 4 cars involved in that. Could we see an early safety car? The yellow flags are out. The Santalot car had heavy suspension damage to the front left corner, and I think we might see a safety car, and we do. Is he going to use that push to pass? Will Antonelli use it in response? They make their way across the start-finish line, and we are back racing here at the Hungaroring in Freka. Stenshorne in the tow there, trying to get a run, but can't quite do so, but he's forced Antonelli to defend, and Stenshorne now and Antonelli running wide. Is he slowing up? Does he have a problem? Kimi Antonelli slowing down, and he makes his way back onto the circuit. Was that just a mistake, or is this the beginning of a problem for Kimi Antonelli? He did suffer with issues at the first round. Oh, and a big moment there for Ramos. He's off the circuit. Belov to the outside. Almost contact between them there. And Ramos just about recovers, just about holds on. But Antonelli is right there with them. The bell rings on the battle for third here at the Hungaroring in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Ramos, a big mistake coming through turn 4, seeing the car go completely sideways almost, but somehow he's held on to position. And there, Ramos trying to break the toe of Belov, but Belov is right with him, doesn't know whether to go left or right, goes to the outside in the end. Is he going to be able to get the switch back now and draw alongside Ramos coming into turn 2? He's there. Michael Belov alongside Ramos. Is he going to be able to get the move around the outside done? He's certainly going to give it a go, but Ramos in the end, good defence, or was it because Belov's now got the switch back? Oh, what fantastic racing we are seeing here at the Hungaroring. Drivers telling me the racing would be done after lap 1. That's absolutely not been the case, is it? It's been a superb race. But let's focus on this battle for third place. Once again, Ramos weaving. Michael Belov, has he been saving some push to pass for this final lap? I think he has. He doesn't know which way to go. He's going to go for the outside in the end. Michael Belov now, can he get the run into 2? He's tried this once already. Was that a dress rehearsal for the final lap? It might have well have been, because Belov is right alongside Ramos. Ramos going as late as he dares on the brakes. He's going to run slightly wide on the exit, but has done just enough to hold on for now. Martinius Stenshorne, well, he may have lost the lead going into turn 1, but since regaining it, he has done an absolutely fantastic job. The young rookie, on his debut at the Hungaroring, is going to take the checkered flag and take his second win of the season. Superb work from the RHGP driver, Kaz Havercourt, back at Hungary, back on the podium, and Santiago Ramos, a hard-fought race for him, a lot of defensive work done, almost lost everything coming through turn 4, but he will take his first ever podium in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine.
Yeah, for sure. The qualifying was really good. The lap was quite good as well, and yeah, the race start was not the best. So I was quite lucky with Antonelli's technical issue, and yeah, then the race was just about managing the tires and managing everything to bring it home. Yeah, my start was quite bad, so I had to defend to the inside, and then yeah, he managed to do me around the outside. But yeah, luckily for me, he had a technical issue.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm quite happy, of course, with the result. Started from P4. The starting from the outside was just a bit slippery, I felt. But anyway, I came quite well away, and then I was on P4 for the first few laps. But then Antonelli, I don't know, he had a technical issue or something, so it was good for me, of course. And then after, I mean, I got closer a bit to Ramos, and I made the move into T1 on the outside, and I just kept it there. So yeah, I mean, quite happy. The pace is just really strong. It is there, so I mean, no, I'm quite happy with the result.
Yeah, it was quite tough because we knew we had the pace for qualifying for one lap. We had it since the beginning of the championship, but we were struggling quite a bit with the degradation of the tires, and this track is quite tough on the tires. So yeah, it was about managing and trying to minimize mistakes. Obviously, while trying to defend from Kaz, it was a bit harder, you know, because you start pushing a bit more, like he said. He's trying to push you for a mistake, you start pushing a bit more, and the tires start degrading. The problem is after he passed it, I had the tires really bad shape, so I just had to manage it till the end and try to keep the other drivers behind.
On Sunday, the second qualifying session of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine proved once again to be incredibly tight. The second day began with Group B taking to the track first. The 15-minute session was filled with an incredible amount of action, with all the Trident team drivers showcasing great speed on their flying laps. Owen Tangavelu set the early benchmark in the initial stages of the session, followed by G4 Racing's Michael Belov, who set a new fastest time. This was followed by a rapid exchange of fastest laps between Martinius Stenshorne, Matteo Capietto and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. It was a frantic session where everything was decided in the final moments, with the top 3 being separated by just 9 thousandths of a second. Group B's session ended with Stenshorne holding the provisional pole position with a time of a 1 minute 39.331. Followed closely by Capietto in second place, just 5 thousandths of a second behind, and Serbian driver Michael Belov in third place, 9 thousandths of a second behind. Fourth and fifth were Berlinski, who was just over a tenth of a second back, with Antonelli fifth and a mere 0.174 seconds behind. The drivers from Group A took to the track next, starting their own battle against the clock. Kaz Havercourt immediately showed great speed and set the benchmark, followed by Santiago Ramos. However, the Mexican driver then encountered a car issue that forced him to pit in, preventing him from completing the session. That left Josh Dufek to secure his first ever pole position after setting the fastest time in the final stages of the session, with a further improvement with an incredible flying lap as the checkered flag waved. His final lap of 1 minute 39.003 seconds put him over 2.5 tenths clear from the rest of the field. The best of the rest in Group A would be Spaniard Lorenzo Flucha from Prema Racing, who also made his move on the final lap and was 0.264 seconds back, highlighting just how fast Dufek was. Dufek's Van Amersfoort teammate Havercourt would be next, and a very close third place just 0.269 seconds behind. Tim Tramnitz secured 4th place, 0.430 seconds behind, while Laurens van Hoopen from ART Grand Prix finished the session in 5th place, with his gap to Dufek being just over half a second.
I'm feeling great. Obviously very pleased, and this is really the best outcome that we could have gotten, so very happy. But yeah, at the same time, you know, I knew that we had this potential, and so yeah, no, I'm just glad that we managed to extract it all.
The great achievement of the Swiss driver reflected the hard work put in both before and during the season from all the members of the team named after Fritz van Amersfoort.
Yeah, we are really happy with the pace that we showed this weekend, and I think we already showed it from the free practices onwards. And we kept going with it, and I'm really proud of what the boys are doing here. They're really strong and dominant, and yesterday in the race they also, both of the drivers, Josh and Kals, showed the pace that they had, and they did it the same this morning, and yeah, worked out well for us.
After the second qualifying, it was finally time to dive into the last great clash of the weekend, with race 2 ready to roar on the Hungaroring circuit. Martinius Stenshorne starting to the left of screen, and for the first time ever, Josh Dufek starts on pole to the right, and we are go for race 2 here at the Hungaroring, and a brilliant launch for Stenshorne. Looks like he might take the lead in towards turn number 1. There you see him to the left of screen. We're going to be 3 wide to the right of screen. That's Lorenzo Flusha. Disastrous start for Dufek. Let's see if he can limit the damage loss, but Stenshorne it is who leads us out of turn 1. Almost a bit of contact there with Flusha, who gets back in the toe immediately, dives to the outside now, in towards turn number 2. Big lock up there for Kaz Havikor, almost going into the side of his teammate of Dufek there. Dufek, I think, dropped back to 5th place possibly. We had a big lock up there for Alessandro Giusti. That looked like one of the MP cars, the orange liveried cars, running off there through turn number 3. From Roman Belinsky, the Trident driver, going side by side with Michael Belov. Little bit of contact between them on the exit of the corner, but is that the move complete for the Polish driver? Head to head we go into turn 2. Michael Belov not having any of it at all, but Belinsky's going to go all the way around the outside, now down the inside into turn 3, and they're still side by side as we come up the hill towards turn 4. Great racing between these two, and Belinsky has completed the move. Oh dear, that's Alex Partishev who is off. Then I can hear someone else has definitely gone off through the headset there. Sounded like we had a spin somewhere, but that's Alex Partishev who is off, and that means the safety car has been deployed. Well, we will settle down just like we had yesterday at the end of the first lap. There was an incident on lap 2. In fact, it was on lap 1, wasn't it? Is this where we had the incident? It was into turn 1. Oh dear. Partishev trying to get down the inside of Niels Golan there, and Charlie Vert's a bit of an innocent victim. The car lighting up there, unfortunately. This is back to live pictures. Alex Partishev not happy with Niels at all. Out the final corner now, down the start-finish straight. Also trying to make a move there was Tim Tramnitz. He's right on the gearbox of Kaz Havikor. You can see them to the left of screen as we make our way down towards turn number 1. Also Van Hoopen defending from Belinsky, who wants to get another podium just like he did here last year. But look at Tramnitz round the outside of Havikor. Fantastic driving from the RHGV driver, and he is going to make a place, and now he's going to try and pick up another one there on the RPM driver of Capietto. Oh dear, spin. We've got Havikor and Tramnitz. They've come together, facing each other now. And Tramnitz and Havikor, let's see if they can get back going again, but that's a real shame. That's 2 of our championship contenders out of the running, possibly out of the race as well. We'll find out in a few seconds if the safety car is needed. It looks like Tramnitz was getting going again. And now we see Belinsky under pressure from Michael Belov. Will we see Belov now be able to complete that move on Belinsky? Oh, wow, that's a big change of direction there for Santiago Ramos, and that's going to see him go off the circuit. does recover it eventually, but Santiago Ramos thought he was going straight into the back of Sami Megatunev in the MP car and found himself off the circuit, so he's lost a place to Delano Vantop. Oh no, that's Mateusz Zagazeta. The RSGP driver has come to a stop. The man known for finishing every single race he's done in this championship cleanly. There is, that looks like Alessandro Giusti walking away from his car, and the safety car is out. Oh, and there we go, Giusti in the G4 car to the left of screen. Mateusz Zagazeta, I think, giving him a bit of a round of applause. Push to pass active as soon as they cross that start-finish line. Are we going to see anyone in the top 10 using it as they go across the line? Dufek didn't look like he was using it, but he's right there in third place. Cappietto right there in fourth place. Belov is defending from Andrea Kimi Antonelli, trying to do the switchback. Not quite able to get through as one of the Santilon cars, that's Esteban Masson, getting down the inside of Nikhil Bora through turn one. They're side by side. Antonelli to the left of screen now, trying to go around the outside of Michael Belov. Oh no, we've got another safety car. Well, that's Giovanni Maschio to the right of screen, and I think that's Lucas Medina to the left of screen. The back of his car in a horrible state. One more lap to go, and here we go. Maceo Cappietto in P4 there, right behind Josh Dufek, using his push-to-pass system as well. Heading down the start-finish straight we go, in towards turn number one. Does that green and orange RPM dive out the slipstream? It does. Dufek wise to it. Cappietto now goes for the outside. Dufek is going to force him wide, no doubt, and Cappietto is going to have to try and complete this move in towards turn number two. Cappietto diving down the inside, and that is a change for third place. Maceo Cappietto puts the RPM car on the podium, and Martinius Stenshorne leading the way here up to the final two corners. This will be his third win of the season. He won from pole yesterday, this time on second. Martinius Stenshorne took it up, and this is going to very comfortably put him ahead of the rest of the field in the fight for the championship. Martinius Stenshorne out the final corner, takes the checkered flag, and his third win of the season. Lorenzo Fluscia puts himself on the podium for the first time this season, and Maceo Cappietto gets his first ever podium in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. A fantastic feat for Martinius Stenshorne, who has added a maximum score of 50 points to the scoreboard and is now back in the lead of the championship with 99 points. With Kaz Havakor and Tim Tramniks not scoring any points after their collision at turn 2, Stenshorne's nearest rival is now Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who has 72 points to his name, leaving him 27 points behind Stenshorne.
Yeah, for sure, it's a really good weekend, and we're really happy to bounce back like this after the Barcelona round. And yeah, and then it was just a perfect weekend. We were a bit lucky yesterday, I would say, with the technical issue of Kimi, but yeah, today we did a good start, and then yeah, we could manage the race. It's not so easy to overtake, so yeah, it was a really good race.
While the Norwegian driver is quickly getting used to the top spot, having now taken 3 victories this season and 6 rookie wins, Lorenzo Fluscia is returning to the podium after being absent from it since the season opener at Monza last year. It was a first ever podium for Maceo Cappietto that doubled the RPM tally for the weekend and made him the 30th different driver to take a podium in the championship's history.
Yeah, as you said, it's the first time on the podium. I think we've had the pace since the start of the year. Imola first race already P4, Barcelona also P4. I think we've been close. It was just a matter of getting that last step. I think this weekend we made a step. We've still had a few steps to make to win and to be a bit stronger, because I think today we still have a lot of stuff to improve. But well, I feel good. I think we know where to work on. We will work harder than ever. And yeah, it's a good reward for making this a step, but we've still got a long way to go.
Yeah, I did. The last 2 safety car restarts were quite average. I kept my position, but was not in a position to overtake Josh. And then on the last one, I got a really good exit out of the last corner, and I had kept the push to pass for the last lap in that case. So I just used it and faked to the inside, switched to the outside, and broke super late. Then in the end, it worked.
There will not be long to recover now, as the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine will be back in action on the first weekend of July, competing at Spa-Francorchamps to support the world famous 24-hour race. We'll see you there.